Good Monday evening, Southeast Texas. Taking a look at our forecast. Well, isolated showers are possible tonight and Tuesday, mainly for the Triangle, courtesy of Tropical Depression number 9 going well south of the area. Otherwise, it's back to record highs as we head through the end of the week. However, that high that has plagued our area for the last several weeks will begin weakening and heading towards Vegas as we head on into the early and middle part of next week. And that could give us a little glimmer of hope as far as the chances of rain in the 8 to 10 day forecast. You'll see that coming up. We'll go with an isolated shot tomorrow. Don't expect heavy amounts. Highs 98 to 103. Heat indices anywhere between 108 and 110. And the UV index will be extreme at 11 coming up tomorrow. So a 10% coverage tomorrow, dry Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Possibly. Confidence is not high. A 10% coverage Saturday and Sunday. Then we may see a pattern shift. In other words, that high that's been over us moves out to the west, and that may allow us to start finally seeing some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast early and middle part of next week. But we've seen this before and it has not materialized, so I'm reluctant to go any more than a 20 to 30% coverage. Hopefully we get that. The big models show, both of them show about 1/3 of an inch of rainfall through the next 10 days. Certainly no drought busting forecast, but at least we're moving in the right direction. So we take a look at Tropical Depression number 9. The sun is setting, and that's why we're starting to see losing our visible satellite. But Tropical Depression number 9 certainly winding up, and thankfully it is moving very quickly to the west at 18 miles an hour. Get that inland before it really ramps up in that very hot, very warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Expected to strengthen. There are tropical storm warnings and watches down the coastline. Now let me show you and put any fears to rest, because there's a high confidence this is going to miss us. This is 50 runs of the European. This is an ensemble model, not one model, and all of them take it towards Brownsville south of Corpus Christi. Here's the Jeffs, or the GFS ensemble, and that's 30 runs. So 80 runs, and they all say the same thing. Pretty much South Texas, well to our south. So guess what? Hurricane Center is saying the same thing, going well to our south. Tropical storm warnings, Port O'Connor down towards Brownsville. Hopefully we get some rain out of this, because I think it's basically a non-issue for us. High pressure over the Central Plains will steer this, as we've been saying, into South Texas, well south of our area. And then that high will actually build across North and East Texas closer to our area by the middle and latter part of this work week. And that means even hotter temperatures are expected once again across Southeast Texas. Then the high slowly weakens this weekend and then moves off towards the west over towards Vegas. That may allow moisture to move in, producing the potential for scattered showers and thunderstorms early next week. So Futurecast, this is a model that shows isolated showers tonight. Not a big deal. Then tomorrow, let's see how much we get. With that storm going well to our south, will we get anything tomorrow? Maybe an isolated shower. That's about all we can do. On the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow, looking at choppy seas around 3 to 4 feet. A small craft advisory in effect for easterly winds at 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 knots in the afternoon. Water temperature 89 degrees. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, a 10% coverage of showers, warm and humid, a little breezy. Lows in the mid to upper 70s lakes, lower 80s in the Triangle. Then tomorrow, looking at a red flag warning. What does that mean? That means because of the breezy winds and the dry fuels meaning the grass, shrubs, you know what I'm talking about. Everything's dry. So fires will move very quickly if they are started. So that's why there's a very high critical fire danger tomorrow across Southeast Texas. And also tomorrow we have a heat advisory for all of Southeast Texas. Heat indices 108 to 110. Highs will be about 103 in the lakes area, upper 90s to near 100 in the Triangle. Again, those winds at 20 miles an hour, no big deal, but that could certainly fan fires and move them very quickly. So tomorrow, that 10% coverage will go to 0 coming up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, these forecast temperatures are for Beaumont, okay? So you can add 2 degrees on top of that in the lakes area. Kind of like what you saw Sunday. Remember that 108 up towards Jasper? You may do that again coming up on Thursday. Then again, low confidence. Can't ignore the potential. We'll go with a 10% coverage. That'd be nice to see it. We'll go with 104 in Beaumont. Okay. Then with that high moving out, as I showed you, models take it over towards Las Vegas. That'll bring a northerly wind flow. At this point, we'll go with mid to upper 90s, 20, possibly 30% coverage. Certainly could be more. Then again, if that high doesn't move out, it could be a lot less. That's the way it's looking at this juncture. Download our app. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And as always, there's more weather at 12newsnow.com.